Hi everyone, it's me, Plantine Charlene, and today's video is going to be about the latest plant of the week, and it's in the prayer plant family. Hmm. Okay, so before I move on to what plant that is of the week, I wanted to give a shout out to everyone and anyone who watches my videos. Thank you for subscribing, watching, commenting, liking, sharing, and clicking that bell to know when a new video is posted. I appreciate every last one of you, so thank you so much. So without further ado, here is that plant. It is a Ctenanthe Amagris. Now, like I noted, it's in the prayer plant family. It's not necessarily a Calathea. It's not in the genus of Calathea. It is the genus of Ctenanthe, but it does do the same thing as the prayer plants do, which is folds up its leaves at night and looks like it's praying. And the reason why this plant made my list is because this is one of the easiest plants that I own as far as taking care of it. So as you can see, there's some yellowing and dead leaves in here. That's because I tend to forget this plant. Now it sits up on this top shelf here, and it does have a grow light. I'll do a video over so you guys can see what I'm saying. And at times, because it's so high up and it's out of my average height sight, I tend to forget to water it. And with this plant, when you don't water it when it needs to be watered, the hold on one second. Sorry, I received a phone call, but as I was saying, the leaves on prayer plants, they will tell you when they need water. What it'll do is the leaves will curl up, and that's a sign that it needs to have some water. And the thing about this plant, it likes to have its soil kept moist. So you want to definitely be careful about letting it dry out too much. This is signs of the plant drying out too much. See, this leaf is really curled up and dried out. So I need to cut these off. But as you see, the plant is mainly doing very well. So though I have forgotten more times than not to water it, it will bounce back and it grows very nice, bushy, more compact. I love that. Another thing, speaking about growth, this plant grows very quickly for me. I don't have video of what it looked like when it first arrived, but it has more than double. I think it tripled in size. I've had it for at least a year, and it has tripled in size. Have repotted it since it arrived. When it first arrived, it wasn't a 2-inch pot, and I did purchase this from Plant Arena, and I chose to get this white pot. Within no time of it arriving, I'd say maybe a month or so after it arrived, the roots were growing out of the bottom, and so I repotted it in this pot. So there is no drainage holes, but this dries out so fast now that I probably need to check the roots to see if it needs to be repotted again, because I need to water it at least 2 to 3 times a week, which granted it is very small, but because there's no drainage holes, the soil at the bottom is taking the longest to dry out, but it is drying out completely. So I'm going to, in fact, let's see. Ooh. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, it's really stuck in there, and I don't want to damage this plant because I really, really appreciate it. When I talked about the leaves curling up, another sign of when the leaves curl up is that this plant is receiving too much light. So it does like indirect to medium light. So if you're giving it too much light, these leaves will curl up to protect itself because it's trying to block the sun from coming in. So as you see on the front, the leaves are a nice beautiful green, light green with dark veins, and on the underside it has that beautiful purple, and you will find that very common with many Calathea plants, but the Ctenanthe also have that same type of underleaf coloring versus what's on the front. It's another reason why I love this plant so much. I believe that I touched on that it grows fast for me. So if I show you in here, there are several new leaves coming up. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. There's another one deep in here. There's at least 5 or more new leaves coming up, and there are if I wanted to propagate this plant, which honestly I've never propagated a Calathea or Ctenanthe or prayer plant before, I feel like I have at least, I can make about, if you look in there, you see how this is one plant in itself, then this one here. There are several plants I can get from this one plant. So for propagation, for me, I would just separate it based on the stems, not cutting a stem off from the plant to propagate, but pretty much like the root ball. I'm not really sure what it's called, but like I noted, I can get a new plant from this whole set here. Just take that out. I'll do a better video so you guys can see what I'm saying. And then put that in dirt and get a brand new plant from this. And I can get, from what I can see, a good 6 or 7, maybe more plants out of this. So propagation for me with this plant is more than likely going to happen, because I definitely want to have more than one of these plants without having to purchase a new one. The only thing I can think of, no, humidity. Humidity, this plant really enjoys high humidity levels, not, 50% or higher. This plant will appreciate it. Soil mix, when I did repot it, I used a basic potting mix soil, nothing special. I did want the moisture to hold longer, so I did use peat moss or sphagnum peat moss, and I might have added worms, added some worm casting in it. I didn't add a lot of perlite because I didn't want it too airy to dry out faster. I might have added vermiculite just to hold the moisture a little bit longer, and I think that's it. All right, guys, that is it. That was my plant of the week. I appreciate all of you who have watched. If you have not subscribed already, I hope you're willing to. And please comment below, share, like, click the bell to know when a new video is posted. And thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you. Please stay healthy, stay blessed, stay safe. Bye.